A lot of Europeans doubt that there is enough space for Chinese civil society to flourish, and I think it's a legitimate point of view. At the same time, we know that there are reformers who want to give Chinese citizens more voice in public policy making and implementation. So by sharing European experiences through dialogue and cooperation, we can actively support Chinese civil society organizations.
Seven organizations from Europe and China have embarked on a journey of collaboration. They will implement 8 dialogues, 2 international conferences, and 16 participatory public policy initiatives.
Now we are at the International Conference Floor of UNC. EU-China Civil Society Dialogue will be held from July the 13th to July the 15th.
Among the 137 participants, one person has drawn our attention, Mr. Christoph Bals from Germanwatch. Germanwatch was founded in 1991. It initially aimed to be the watchdog of German government and business after the German unification. However, it tended to concentrate on the issue of climate change, food security, and corporate responsibility. Like all young organizations, Germanwatch has been through many difficulties since it was founded.
In the beginning, we were a very small organization, and it was just one person and a half-time support when it got started. And so we had difficulties to get to know, to raise money, and to get access to politicians and to business leaders. As a very small, unknown organization, and we tried very hard to think about strategies, how to move this forward. And step by step, we were relatively successful.
As EU-China cooperation becoming increasingly intensive, Germanwatch has also cooperated with certain Chinese NGOs.
Our main partner is Cango, and with Cango, quite a number of member organizations there, but also some NGOs which are not active in Cango or coordinated in Cango. Most of them are active in the international climate policy.
We have also interviewed with the German staff of China Association for NGO Cooperation, Patrick Schroeder, who is supported by CIM.
Overall, I think it's very, very good. So Cango has a very good working environment. So I haven't had any problems really. So, and it's also great to learn about other ways of doing things.
Just as Ms. Wang Xiangyi from Cango said, most staffs of Chinese NGOs are young people. They lack knowledge and experience. We sat down with Mr. Bals. In a series of interviews, he provided us with some valuable advice.
The first thing is really trying to understand the situation and to analyze it together. What can be the role of a progressive business sector? Those many parts of industry who could create jobs, could create innovation, and could earn money by shifting to a low-carbon society. How to organize them and to give them a strong voice. How to look on a worldwide scale for best practice examples, what did work, and then trying to implement this in low-carbon regions in China, trying whether it works here, and then looking whether it's possible to scale it up on a federal scale. And then the last but not less important point, to think on the international climate negotiations. We need from the basic countries and mainly from China, as well as from the European Union and other industrialized countries. We need real movement.
Besides, he said he was really here to learn from Chinese NGOs as well.
I think here it's in a situation where many new things can be tested and can be tried. And I think this situation should be used really for finding new ways also not only for China, but also new ways where the rest of the world can learn from it. Yes, I really feel encouraged by the meeting with many individuals and the passion and strength of many of the civil society in China, what they do at the local side and how committed they are for really thinking what can be done next. And I think there are a lot of options, both to think how to strengthen our capacities on the local side, to learn from the Chinese experience that is so important for the entire world. Incredible development of China in the last 2 decades is seen as an example from many countries around the world. And the environment is such an important part of this, and there are also shortcomings, and to learn from this together could be an enormous, has an enormous potential for future action. That is on the local level, but also on the international level. I think it would be great if civil society from China and Europe together would challenge our governments in Europe and China to take a leading role in the international climate negotiations, seeing that the other superpower, the US, is not ready to take this role.
From the observation of the 3 days conference, we can see that though European NGOs and Chinese NGOs work in different social, cultural contexts, speak different languages, these differences cannot stop the enthusiasm, passions of cooperation between EU-China civil society.